Welcome to another video, A Walk with Phil, and I'm here in West Bromwich. One or two of you may have noticed, if you're walking along the high street, the middle part, there's a bit of demolition going on. So what I'm going to do today is show you what's happening and giving you my thoughts and views on what's going to happen next. So let's go and have a look. Okay, we're in a familiar place in the middle high street. We got the licorice all salt building ahead and Dartmouth Square just up there. And you're probably wondering what that racket is. Well, we've got a van here with a diesel generator attached to it, and on the side it says jerk and spice. You can't really smell what they're cooking. It's just an overpowering smell of diesel fumes here. So then, what's going on here? Because as you can see, over the past few weeks, this particular building has been scaffolded, shrouded in sheeting and boarding. And the reason for all this is because behind there they're going to demolish what was once the Woolworths and more lately was the Wilko building. Well, it was mainly Wilko, but of course they did close down, didn't it? Wilko, with huge debts in 2023, and I think another bargain shop took over. I can't quite remember what it was called, but anyway, you can see there's one or two up there on the roof doing something with the roof, dismantling it. It's all coming down. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to take a walk through King Square. We're going to go to the rear and find out what's going on around the back. This could very well be the beginning of the end of this traditional high street with its hodgepodge mixture of buildings and shapes. There's a bit of old West Bromwich there, and I suspect places like this are not going to be there very long, because all this here has been demolished. As I said, it's the beginning, I think, of a lot more areas around here that could see more demolition. And 2025, I suspect, is the year when it's all going to start to slot into place how our high street here in West Bromwich is going to look. So I'll just show you the door I've just come out of. Look, this was originally Paradise Street all through there, and I mention that because that's very important. I'll come back to that in a bit. Here you can see ahead of me now is the building. It's all coming down, look. Not sure how long it's going to take, but what we've got here now is a whole pile of bricks. And this is, just show you around this other side here, show you what we've got here. I also just will take you into the market hall for one last time. Now you're probably wondering what they're going to put here in this place. Well, actually it's nothing. There's nothing going in this place. This is going to be a walkway. I'm led to believe it's going to be a walkway, and this is the first part of the transformation of the high street here in West Bromwich. All along here, the pathway will be created. It'll be tree lined, shrubs, grass. They want to green this particular area because they want to improve the links between the metro stop here in West Bromwich, and just over here they will also want to improve the links with the bus station along that way. It's a very difficult to imagine standing here how it's going to look. Pan round now, you can see that this is the pathway all around here. It'll be greened and join a link up there with the path over there, which is where the metro stop is for West Bromwich. Something else that's going to be demolished in the next couple of months. So this is all what I'm led to believe. As we say, we'll never know for any certainty. Just looking at here, all this will be probably all greened off with pathways. As we look ahead over there, that's going to be part of a major redevelopment area where all this car park is ahead. This is going to be a mixture of residential, retail, and there is talk of building a multi-storey car park just over there. Here we'll have some residential blocks. Again, very difficult to imagine, isn't it? All these residential blocks along here. A mixture of retail as well. But it's mainly concentrating on residential apartments. Office blocks is something else that they will be talking about all along here. Residential office block apartments. And this is where they want to create better links, as well as the metro stop. They also want to create better links with the bus station here. And to do that, they need to demolish a few buildings. So all this will go, I presume, which is the indoor market as it currently is off King Square, and all the rear here of the King's Cinema. And this is the building earmarked for demolition in the next couple of months. I'll just show you this side of the building here on the bus station. So all this will go in the next couple of months. You've still got the signage there which saying the King's, West Bromwich. Underneath it, Nickleby's. Nickleby's was, I don't know if it was one of the last users of that building when it was a dance club or disco. You can't get a really good view of the frontage of the old King's now, or the new King's, because the old King's was in bottom of Queen Street in Paradise, near Paradise Street back in the day, and that all got demolished many years ago. But in 1975 this building was created by Miles Jervis. Was he Miles Jervis III? A family that have always been in cinemas right from the turn of the 20th century. In fact, Paul and Deborah Jervis and James Jervis are owners of the Lighthouse, I believe, in Wolverhampton, the Lighthouse Cinema. But Miles Jervis, the Cinemas Limited, they owned the Alhambra in Tipton, the Imperial, King's Cinema and King's Theatre here in West Bromwich, plus the Queen's and St George's Cinema, which was also just along here in Paradise Street, Savoy in Albury and the Plaza in Dudley. The entrance was just here where CT Furniture was. It opened in 1975, as we said. That this new King's was purpose-built triple screen cinema. And apparently it was the only entirely new cinema to be built in the Black Country since the Second World War. On 28th of June in 75, the first two screens were open. King's 1 with 320 seats and King 2 with 280 seats, and the third screen opened a month later with Godfather Part 2 in July 75. It closed in, I'm just trying to think, I think it closed in 2002. After being dogged by building work going around the cinema and losing the car park that used to be where the bus station was. And I do remember back in the day that the whole of the cinema here was plastered with signs saying business as usual, but the attendances just drained away because of all this work that was going on. And the last film shown here was Spy Kids and the Guru, and I think it closed in quite suddenly on the 8th of September 2002. And now it will shortly be no more, as the building is set for demolition. Now, just to show you, back in King Square now, because all this area here is all going to be demolished, because the King Square will be no more. It'll be, I'm led to believe it'll just be blocks. Blocks, it won't be entirely bulldozed, but this is Paradise Street, and this is going to be a new walkway, uncovered walkway, again tree lined, grassed area, all pedestrianised, and all this area will probably be demolished and to form one of the blocks of the shopping centre. Well, more than likely where the entrance is, just there, it'll be sealed off, or doors to access the blocks of buildings that they're going to create through there. So the King Square shopping centre over the next few years is going to be no more. We're going to take a look now in the market hall for the very last time, because this is all earmarked as well for demolition, because they're all moving into the new market on the high street, which again is going to form another very important block. Where it's going to be full of market stall holders, and many of the existing ones here will be moved into the new one, which is in the next few months or so. It's been in a sorry state for quite some time anyway, this indoor market. It's not as though it looks terrible now. It's been in a very poor state for a very long time. There's been many empty units, and it's because of all this now. Empty units, empty shops. They've decided that, I suppose, enough is enough. It's got to be changed. It's all got to change. Anyway, there was the last time we'll be walking through there. So, let's get out of here. Just show you game here. He's got the store closing signs here in Queen Square. Another shop closing because management had decided that it's not cost effective to stay here any longer. But on the whole, who knows, maybe it was always a deliberately policy to move shops out of here. It's now become very run down in here now. Anyway, what we're going to do now, we're going to take us back up here and show you where the other redevelopment is about to take place. And of course, they've looked at historical links in this around this particular part of the High Street, in particular Queen Street and Paradise Street, and both those areas are going to be pedestrianised. So, as I said, through there, there's be a linkway to the new square shopping retail area, through the blocks of building blocks that they've got in mind. Anyway, we just walked past the frontage here again of this building. That's what you can see is over the next few months will be gone. And now there's a path coming through here, and this is probably where we may have a new kind of central square. So this guy will have to move his fruit and veg if they do. it will kind of, the path will come through there, it will come up here, and it will go through here. Again, this building doesn't look as though this is going to be here, and all this will eventually be removed to create a Queen's Square living complex. I'll just show you what I mean. Let's take you up Scottish Passage, where the old Marks and Spencers and the Burton's buildings once stood, and this is where it has been suggested that there's going to be 3 or 4 maybe residential blocks of flats on this site here. All this again landscaped with paths, trees, shrubs, and they're going to green all this area here, a mixture of perhaps residential and retail outlets, which will form the boundary of this new residential area of blocks. But yeah, I presume the Queen Square living flats will probably be over here. There'll be some over here, some over there, where the old multi-storey car park used to be. And there's been a pathway suggested for many a time now to improve the links between here and Dartmouth Park and Sandmore Valley. So it's going to be eventually very ultra-modern around here. Now the next area of development is just to my left by Dartmouth Square, and I'll show you that as well. This is where Paradise Street would run, more or less at an angle to the High Street here. This was Paradise Street, and this is where they're proposing to do another walkway using that historical road as a major point, and again to improve linkways from here to the metro stop. There's the 2 zones of development I've just covered is the Queen's living over there, and we've got this central development area here. Another area of development is a bit further on. I don't know, is it called George Street living? But it's rather minor compared to what they're proposing around these parts anyway. And you can see ahead anyway how dilapidated it's all going to look, but it's all looking at the moment. But anyway, this is Paradise Street now. If we just walk along here now, where the old Imperial Cinema once stood, another one of Miles Jervis's cinemas in his group. The proposals here are to completely redesign this particular area. It's seen many uses, that building over there, from Aldi and Safeway and goodness knows what else shops that's been. But at the moment it's quite a large gym area. But I don't know, I'm not sure if that building is going to survive because of the Paradise Street development is going to cut through there, so more than likely that will have to make way. Here they are talking of a multi-storey car park on this particular site. Next to it there's going to be another multi-function block. These big blocks are going to be down the side as well of this area, of this car park. So along here again we're looking at blocks, educational blocks, residential apartment blocks along here. All these kinds of proposals were first mooted back in, was it 2021? And it's not really been much happening since those proposals were mentioned. I think in 2022 there was talk even then of demolishing the Kings to create a well-being tower of 15 stories. It's had looked like the Hanging Gardens of Babylon. I will put a picture up of that, and I'm going back on myself again in a bit and show you where that would be located. And so we'll have multi-use blocks along this area. So all this bit here where all these cars are, is all going to be redeveloped. And ahead of me is this lovely green walkway from the metro station over there, right over there where they're demolishing that building. And then we'll take a turn to go through the Queen Square living area alongside Bull Street, and also links there to the main retail shopping area of New Square. So we're going to walk back up here just to show you there's a bit of a police presence ahead. There's been a few issues of late where gangs of students have been fighting over at the college recently. I've been filming West Bromwich for some time now, as many of you have seen the videos. This is the first time I've ever seen police on the streets of West Bromwich. Shall we say hello? I don't know. Hello, officers. I just want to show you here, because it's here where in 2021 or 2022 proposals were made to build a 15-storey wellness tower looking like the houses, the gardens of Babylon, where there'll be gardens on the balconies, all trees there and grass growing and oh, I don't know, and yeah, it's an extraordinary sight, because these buildings are very popular in Holland and Italy and China, of all places. So yes, we could in place of the Kings, we could very well get a 15-storey building overlooking the metro station and the college. But I'm not sure if that's still going to take place, but I suppose it's one of these instances where you have to watch this space. I've just skirted the bus station, and now I'm going to show you another area of possible redevelopment. It's just ahead of me. All these old buildings here and the Golden Cross pub, Woodman Corner, are all going to be demolished. All along this road of St Michael Street. What's proposed? Again, all around here is going to be greened off. Going to be a green space. So we can have access to the bus station and the link over there with its many health facilities, and the leisure centre, which is just ahead of me. And so again, this is probably one of those areas that could get redeveloped. It may not, but it's certainly a vision that the council have of creating an area again of green space and connectivity with important parts of the town right here. Well, what do you think, eh? There's going to be huge changes around the high streets over the next 5 years. It's going to be, I would imagine, quite unrecognisable. If the plans are to be believed, or if the plans are to be enacted, it's just going to be one huge residential area, really, with obviously some retail use. There's going to be an improved nighttime economy that's been proposed. There's also the biggie, really, isn't it? The Kings and Queen Square, which will be no more in its present form. It's going to be there's going to be demolition, I presume, to both these shopping centres, and in its place they'll be creating blocks of multi-use, maybe retail, maybe residential, maybe educational, commercial, who knows. But the plan is it's going to be bringing it up to the 21st century, a gleaming, glittering high street unsurpassed by any other. Well, you can we'll wait and see on that one. Anyway, if you like the video, hit the like button and also hit subscribe and hit the notification bell for new videos, and I'll see you on the next one.